Imagine, if you will, a digital currency, a decentralized one, not controlled by any government or central authority. A currency that transcends borders, doesn't rely on traditional banks, and operates on a revolutionary technology that is essentially a digital ledger that cannot be altered once transactions are recorded, called the blockchain. Bitcoin isn't just a cryptocurrency. It's seen by many as a beacon of economic independence and personal liberty. Join us as we explore why Bitcoin represents the ultimate expression of financial freedom and the immense potential of this revolutionary digital currency. The blockchain is like an open ledger that records every Bitcoin transaction from its birth to its current state. It's like an open book visible to all, yet resistant to manipulation. It's transparent, secure, and completely decentralized. It's the backbone of the Bitcoin revolution. And when I first started learning about Bitcoin, it made me reflect on the banking system in a fundamental way, begging the question, what actually is money? At its core, money is a symbol, a representation of value that enables us to trade goods and services efficiently. It's a medium of exchange, a unit of account, and a store of value. Just try to imagine a world without money. We'd be left with a complex barter system where every exchange would require finding the right match of wants and needs. Money simplifies this process, providing a common measure of value that allows us to trade diverse goods and services with ease. Before the U.S. officially got off the gold standard in 1971, the United States dollar was tied to the value of gold, a natural resource. It is now a fiat currency, which means the dollar is not tied to the value of anything other than our belief in it, essentially backed up by our military. As a result, dollars can be printed without the restraint of being tied to a natural resource such as gold. And on the contrary, Bitcoin is a finite resource that has a limit of 21 million coins. But money is more than just paper bills and metal coins. In today's digital age, much of our money exists as digital records in banks and online wallets. Some even argue that Bitcoin represents the future of money, digital, decentralized, and secure. There are other cryptocurrencies out there other than Bitcoin, but there are reasons why they are all referred to as altcoins or alternative coins to Bitcoin. For one, it's the first and the oldest cryptocurrency and paved the way for the rest of the industry. It's also truly decentralized, meaning it operates on a global network of computers, known as nodes, without a central authority like a government or central bank controlling it. This decentralization is a fundamental principle of Bitcoin and sets it apart from all other cryptocurrencies. There's also a fixed, limited supply of 21 million coins. And this scarcity is in contrast to some other cryptocurrencies that do not have a capped supply or have different mechanisms for controlling coin creation. There's also a proof of work system, which is a consensus mechanism to secure the Bitcoin network. It involves miners solving complex mathematical problems to validate transactions and add new blocks to the blockchain. While other cryptocurrencies also use proof of work, Bitcoin's network is the largest and most secure. And its network has been remarkably stable, operating without major disruptions since its inception, which was in 2009, launched by a computer programmer or a group of programmers under the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto, whose actual identity has never been verified. It has demonstrated a high level of stability and resilience, earning trust from investors and users. Now, there is an issue of volatility. Bitcoin's price has seen more ups and downs than a roller coaster. In 1 minute, it's breaking all-time highs, and in the next moment, it's plummeting. I mean, it could give you a heart attack, for crying out loud. But here's the thing. Bitcoin's volatility has actually decreased over time. As adoption and institutional investment grow, it's becoming a more stable store of value. Imagine a time not too long ago that Bitcoin was dismissed as a mere experiment, a passing fad, or even a tool for illegal activities. But fast forward to today, and the story has taken a different turn. Bitcoin is not just surviving, it's thriving. So what's behind this remarkable transformation? Institutional adoption, for one. You might have heard that big players are entering the Bitcoin game. Companies like Tesla and Square have made headlines with their Bitcoin investments. And it's not just them. Major Wall Street firms are also taking a keen interest in Bitcoin. It's no wonder considering the remarkable growth potential. And that's not all. The Bitcoin ecosystem is expanding, with a growing number of Bitcoin funds and investment products catering to both institutional and retail investors. It's like a financial buffet, and everybody's invited. And here's the clincher. Some of the world's most significant asset managers are adding Bitcoin to their portfolios. It's a sign that Bitcoin is no longer just a digital oddity. It's a legitimate asset class that's catching the attention of seasoned financial experts. And let's talk about regulation. Governments and regulatory authorities around the world are providing clearer guidelines for cryptocurrency businesses and investors. This newfound clarity is removing a lot of the uncertainty that once surrounded the crypto space. Furthermore, the development of licensing and compliance frameworks for crypto exchanges and custodians is paving the way for institutional investors to enter the market confidently. They're bringing their funds and they're bringing their trust. You've probably noticed that Bitcoin is making waves in the mainstream media as well. It's not just geeks in their basements anymore. Bitcoin has been featured on popular TV shows, news outlets, and social media platforms. It's becoming a part of everyday conversations. Influential figures in finance, technology, and entertainment have endorsed Bitcoin. It's not just tech enthusiasts anymore. And some of the world's most recognizable companies are integrating Bitcoin payments, such as Tesla, PayPal, Square, Microsoft, and AT&T. And in the world of finance, Bitcoin is driving innovation. Financial products and services are being built around it. You can now lend your Bitcoin, earn interest on it, or even use it as collateral for loans. It's not just about holding. It's about making your Bitcoin work for you. Bitcoin is weaving itself into the broader financial ecosystem through partnerships and collaborations. It's a sign of integration and acceptance, and it's opening doors to a world of possibilities. Just recently, BlackRock, one of the world's largest and most influential asset management firms, made a significant move in the cryptocurrency space. They are seeking approval for a Bitcoin spot ETF, otherwise known as an exchange-traded fund. In traditional investing, an ETF is a form of investment that tracks the price of either an asset or a group of assets. ETFs represent an easy way to invest in multiple assets concurrently without actually holding said assets. Now, the big difference is between a spot ETF and a futures ETF. Bitcoin futures ETFs have been approved, of which case contracts provide users the ability to bet on Bitcoin's price, having them agree to buy or sell Bitcoin at a specific price on a set date, and they do not own the actual asset, which is, in this case, Bitcoin. However, a spot Bitcoin ETF would bring all the benefits of a futures ETF, such as investing in Bitcoin without using an exchange, paying less in fees than on a crypto exchange, and streamlining the process overall. But a spot ETF invests in Bitcoin on the spot. That's right. A spot ETF invests in Bitcoin at its spot price, otherwise known as its current price in the marketplace, meaning buyers will be holding Bitcoin within the fund, similar to buying a stock. Enthusiasts view a spot ETF as a more legitimate method of investment because a spot ETF involves holding Bitcoin. And even though many applications for a Bitcoin spot ETF have been denied by the SEC, many industry insiders view this as a pivotal moment in Bitcoin's evolution because the applicant for this particular Bitcoin spot ETF is BlackRock. And many feel that it's not a matter of if, but rather a matter of when. But even though this sentiment in the industry is gaining traction, it's important to remember that the SEC has been cautious about approving Bitcoin ETFs in the past. They've cited concerns about market manipulation, custody solutions, and investor protection. So the road ahead for BlackRock and other hopefuls isn't necessarily a smooth one. Nevertheless, the fact that a heavyweight like BlackRock is stepping into the ring indicates a growing recognition of Bitcoin as an asset class with investment potential. Perhaps one of the most intriguing aspects of Bitcoin's journey to legitimacy is the shift in public perception. Skepticism is giving way to curiosity and acceptance. Surveys and studies show that awareness and interest in cryptocurrency are on the rise. It's no longer a niche interest. It's a global conversation. And Bitcoin isn't just digital gold. It's actually programmable money. Smart contracts built on top of the Bitcoin blockchain enable self-executing agreements without the need for intermediaries. This means peer-to-peer transactions. A smart contract is a self-executing computer program or code that automatically enforces, verifies, or facilitates the negotiation and execution of a contract or agreement between two or more parties when predetermined conditions are met. These contracts run on a blockchain or distributed ledger technology such as Bitcoin and are designed to eliminate the need for intermediaries like lawyers, notaries, or escrow services. This innovation has the potential to revolutionize industries like finance, law, and even art. And we recently saw the first country in the world adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. El Salvador made global headlines in 2021 when its government passed a historic law making Bitcoin legal tender alongside the US dollar. This means that Bitcoin can now be used for everyday transactions, from buying groceries to paying for a cup of coffee, requiring all businesses to accept the cryptocurrency in the country. And you might be thinking, why would El Salvador do this? Well, it's a multifaceted approach. First, it's a move aimed at financial inclusion. A significant portion of El Salvador's population lacks access to traditional banking services. Bitcoin provides an opportunity for the unbanked and underbanked to participate in the formal economy using just a smartphone. Secondly, remittances play a crucial role in El Salvador's economy. Remittances are simply non-commercial transfers of money, generally when workers send money back to their family in another country. By using Bitcoin for cross-border payments, the country hopes to reduce the cost and speed up the process of remittances, which are a lifeline for many families. But it hasn't all been smooth sailing. The move has sparked debates and protests with concerns about the cryptocurrency's price volatility and potential impact on the country's economic stability. Still, it's a bold experiment that could pave the way for other nations to explore similar paths. El Salvador's journey into Bitcoin adoption is a testament to the evolving role of cryptocurrencies in the global financial landscape. However, there are some substantial environmental concerns. Bitcoin mining, the process of verifying transactions, consumes a significant amount of energy. The environmental impact has been a subject of debate and concern due to its energy-intensive mining process. And here are some of the key environmental impacts associated with Bitcoin. Bitcoin mining involves solving complex mathematical problems through a process called proof of work. Miners use powerful computers to compete in solving these problems, and the first one to succeed gets to add a new block to the blockchain and is rewarded with newly minted Bitcoins and transaction fees. This process consumes a significant amount of energy, and this raises concerns about the carbon footprint of Bitcoin mining. There's also the concern of electronic waste. The specialized hardware used in Bitcoin mining has a relatively short lifespan due to rapid advancements in technology. As miners upgrade their equipment to remain competitive, older hardware becomes obsolete and contributes to electronic waste. Also, Bitcoin mining operations generate a significant amount of heat, which requires cooling systems to prevent overheating. These cooling systems, often powered by electricity, contribute to the overall energy consumption of mining facilities. It's worth noting that the environmental impact of Bitcoin mining can vary depending on factors like the location of mining operations, the energy source used, and the efficiency of the mining hardware. Some Bitcoin mining operations are actively seeking more sustainable energy sources such as hydroelectric, wind, or solar power to reduce their carbon footprint. However, to some in the cryptocurrency space, Bitcoin is actually a powerful tool in the fight against climate change. According to the climate activist Daniel Batten, who is also a Bitcoin environmental impact analyst, Bitcoin mining incentivizes the use of renewable energy sources. Miners often seek areas with abundant, cheap electricity, which lends itself to seeking out renewable sources of energy. This results in mining subsidizing the build-out of renewable energy sources, which in turn facilitates the development of reliable and sustainable energy grids. But perhaps the most exciting application of Bitcoin mining is in the use of waste methane. Around 30% of the rise in global temperatures is estimated to be due to methane emissions, and methane has 80 times more warming power than carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Further, 11% of global methane emissions come from landfill sites. The World Bank estimates that landfill emissions will grow 70% by 2050. The Bitcoin community and investors are increasingly conscious of the environmental impact of Bitcoin mining. This has led to greater demand for greener mining practices, which in turn encourages miners to adopt sustainable approaches. It's important to note that while these developments are positive steps towards sustainability, challenges remain. Bitcoin mining is a decentralized activity, and not all miners may choose to adopt environmentally friendly practices. Furthermore, the geographic distribution of mining operations can make it challenging to regulate and incentivize sustainability uniformly. However, the trend towards greater sustainability in Bitcoin mining is encouraging, and it demonstrates the cryptocurrency industry's commitment to addressing its environmental impact. As technology and awareness continue to evolve, further innovations and solutions are likely to emerge to make Bitcoin mining more sustainable. And as cryptocurrencies have gained traction in the public arena, governments have wanted to get in on the action. CBDCs are being created right now, which stands for Central Bank Digital Currency, which are government-controlled digital versions of traditional money designed to modernize payments and enhance control. And on the other side, we have Bitcoin, the original decentralized cryptocurrency operating independently and capped at 21 million coins. The key differences? CBDCs are centralized, aiming to digitize and maintain control over monetary policy, whereas Bitcoin is decentralized, offering financial freedom and a hedge against economic uncertainty. And it's quite interesting to note that Bitcoin is being embraced across the political spectrum. Libertarians champion Bitcoin as the ultimate expression of personal liberty. Its decentralization aligns with their vision of individual empowerment and financial autonomy, while progressives view Bitcoin as a tool for financial inclusion, potentially bridging socioeconomic gaps and addressing systemic inequalities. Across these ideologies, Bitcoin offers an escape from traditional financial systems and a pathway toward financial sovereignty. It's a digital flag of self-reliance in an increasingly digital world. In this decentralized revolution, Bitcoin unites disparate voices, all seeking a financial future where control is in their hands. To learn more about Bitcoin, you can check out the interview that I conducted with the Gentleman of Crypto on this podcast, as well as the What Bitcoin Did podcast hosted by Peter McCormack. Thank you for tuning into the show. If you enjoy this podcast, make sure to subscribe to hear more compelling shows on Rhythm of Life and keep an eye out for our upcoming series of how we as a society oftentimes incentivize all the wrong behavior here in the United States. We see this in the healthcare industry, in the media, and in our educational systems, to name a few of the fields we will be covering. If you have a moment, please leave a rating and review so more people can hear about us, and share about Rhythm of Life on social media, and like us on Facebook. Thanks for listening. I'm Steve Ordower.
This has been a Rhythm and Light production.